Hey everybody, I've got myself another random video here, and this time I figure I'd make this bit of a video blog directly to a lot of my Facebook contacts and social media contacts. So if you're watching this video from Facebook, Twitter, WordPress, and various other places, this is directed specifically at you. So I definitely want to have a bit of a Q&A session, because I haven't done this in a long time. Because I'm pretty sure with a lot of things that I've been doing, working on both personally, on social media and otherwise, that some people may have been wondering a couple things about my YouTube channel, my WordPress blogs, and a couple other things. So I'm just going to get right into the list that I've got up on my screen, and we'll start with the first one. Why don't you ever record videos from somewhere other than your bedroom? And well, for me, the main reason for that is because when you're able to record YouTube videos that are over 10 minutes long, those files get pretty big. And when I record videos, the videos that I record are in high definition, and videos like that are pretty large. And now that I'm thinking about it, I definitely do need to back up move the videos that are on my desktop computer onto my external hard drive. And actually, more so now that my laptop broke on Thanksgiving Day last year, I'm down to one computer and one webcam, so it's much harder for me to record videos away from home. Because something that I did plan to do with my laptop was record while I'm out. And unfortunately for me, that's no longer going to be possible until I can get a new laptop. It is true that I have an iPad mini and a cell phone, but since videos take up a lot of storage, I'd rather not do that with this iPad, more or less. I like this a lot. I've had this iPad for almost 3 years now. No, I got this in 2016, and so it's 2 years now, and it's been still going strong. I'd like to keep that going for a bit longer. But anyway, I definitely am. Once I have better equipment, I do plan to record videos away from home. I do remember recording some of my early videos while I was out, and I haven't done that in a while. I definitely want to get back to doing that at some point in the future. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I definitely think that I could do is record videos with my Nintendo 3DS game system. I completely forgot that a few years ago, let's say about 8 or 9 years ago, during my lunch break, I would go outside and record videos for about 5 or 6 minutes, and then upload them to YouTube when I got home from work. I completely forgot that I used to do that, and now that I have two 3DS XLs and some high-capacity memory flash cards with my 3DS game systems, I'll probably give it a shot and see if I can record some videos with one or both of my 3DS game systems, so we'll see. Next question that I'm asked, looking at my list, is why do you have so many WordPress blogs? Well, for those of you that last count, as of today, I have 11 WordPress blogs, and I do plan to add at least one more before the end of this year. I don't know what it'll be about yet, but I'll make it a baker's dozen before the end of this year. I promise you that. As for why I have so many, when I first came to WordPress in sometime either 2011 or 2012, I can't remember exactly, I originally started with one blog, and then about a few months later, I launched 3 more. My first blog was named after my original website, SereneAdventure.net, and then that was a website that I actually paid to keep open for almost 10 years. A lot of people might not know that much, might not have known that. For about 10 years, I owned the domain name SereneAdventure.net, and once I have stable income, I do plan to repurchase that domain name before someone else gets the same idea. But I used to have the domain name SereneAdventure.net, and I decided to rebrand it as a blog, and it's been the most comfortable for me. And I'm able to cover a lot of things, and I also have a blog. A lot of people that, if you haven't seen it, the link for this, by the way, is in the description for this video. But I have a blog on my main blog. I talk about mostly stuff that's going on in my personal life, lately I've been covering a lot of sports, specifically the NBA. Though occasionally I do get to the Red Sox and New England Patriots because I do live in Boston. I cover a lot of basically whatever's on my mind. That's what my main blog is for. I also have a blog on video games, a blog on WWE, and on that note I am going to start doing some WWE related blogs, video blogs, because it's about time I get around to that. I've got a blog on fan fiction, a blog on writing in general, some original stories, etc., etc. That's 5. I've got a blog on religion, because I want to talk about a few things. I do consider myself, even though I haven't consistently gone to church in the last few years, I do consider myself a Christian. I do have a blog on talking about politics. I believe I said that. I believe you already know that, if you've seen my last 2 videos especially. That's 7. I got a blog where I talk about the MBTA and things that are around the city of Boston. I actually do work as a local tour guide. And on that note, I do have a blog on counseling and support services. I consider myself, while I'm looking for permanent work, I have started a counseling and support firm. And for more on that, you'll find a link to that on my main blog anyways, so you can definitely check that out and learn a bit more about about 30 or so, some free consulting services that I personally could provide for folks, and I'm offering, I should say. Another blog, I have a blog on anime and manga. Anyone that's seen my Attack on Titan video, and I have to do an updated version, that is because that story is getting close to when is about to end soon in both the anime and the manga. Definitely don't want to forget I made a video for a Facebook group that I made a few years back called Memories from Way Back When, where I just talk about things that have happened back in the day. It's going to be a shared experience where I'm going to invite a lot of folks in to come in and talk about how things were from days gone by. It should be, at the very least, I want to make that very entertaining and very laid back compared to some of my heavier videos. So, yeah, should be pretty interesting stuff. But as for why I've decided that, I've just felt that it would be much easier for me to manage each of those different topics separately than to try to cover all of them in one single blog. But I'd say collectively I've written almost 1,000 in total across all 11 blogs so far. I've written close to 1,000 blog posts, and yeah, like I said, go to my main blog and you'll find links to all of my other blogs from there. It's just to centralize everything and make things easier to really go through it all. And yes, I do find the time to write. I don't have as much. Even though I'm obviously job hunting and trying to get my own apartment. I do find time throughout the week to try to get back into the rhythm of writing at least one or 2 blog posts on at least one of my blogs each week. And yeah. Let's see. The next question that I've got to get to. And I've been talking for almost 30 minutes now, so I'm getting a little dehydrated. But next question that I ask is, why is all I do in my videos, all I do is just talk? Why haven't I had any guests, anyone else, and why is just me talking? And I'm like, one thing I can definitely say, I have no problem admitting this, I can't sing to save my own life. I can say that for sure. So, good luck seeing me make a music blog, a musical video. It's just not. I'm not even going to try to pretend that I can sing or anything like that. That's definitely not going to see that kind of thing for me. As for why I have to talk about all these different things, and all I do is talk, and I don't do anything other than just talk. Well, for me, just talking alone requires a huge amount of concentration. Something that somebody commented on one of my videos several years back was, they said in one of my videos I said a lot, or you'll notice a lot of physical gestures and stuff like that, and I'm like, or I would say that a lot. But in terms of multitasking, it's not as easy as I make it look in some regards. I'll just put it like that. No disrespect intended. And this also goes back into the whole why I don't record videos elsewhere. But I'm definitely going to try to mix things up so that you're not just saying the same thing all the time. I definitely want to make sure that I'm not coming off as sudden tone deaf. I'm trying to be a bit more. I'm definitely trying to keep this animated and interesting because I definitely want folks to be able to get something from the videos and pay attention from beginning to end at the very least. So yeah, looks like I'm spilled water on myself. But anyway, definitely want to make sure that folks learn, at least can find something interesting and find my videos interesting. I definitely left this out of my bubbles, but definitely left this out of my last two videos on purpose. But I'm always looking. I do have a PayPal account, and there was a donation. There was a link. You would like to donate money to me. I'm not forcing you to, but if you feel inclined, whatever you can give would be greatly appreciated. Most definitely. Whether in consideration for the YouTube videos, the WordPress blogs, anything else, just to show your support, it would be greatly appreciated, and definitely want to make sure to throw that out there. I will obviously keep recording as long as I can, but definitely whatever you can give, monetarily, I'm definitely in need. In general, just to throw that out there, I'm not afraid to say that, but definitely whatever you can give will be greatly appreciated, but monetarily. Moving on to the next question now. This is something that I've been asked on Facebook, especially quite a bit. Is do I ever see myself getting into politics? And true story. When I was, I'd say about 13 or 14 years ago, I promised myself that I would run for mayor by the time I'm 35. Either by the time I'm 35 or by the time Menino left office, whichever happened first. Looking back at it now, I can definitely say that, well, obviously, as the saying goes, life happens. I have more important things that I need to focus on right now, but in terms of if I would see myself having a career in politics, honestly, no. And I'm not just saying that because I've been paying attention to the political scene a lot more in recent years, but I can definitely say, speaking for myself, I definitely do feel like I have I have what it takes to actually get things done in politics. But it's the whole. I do feel like with the whole running for office and the whole campaigns, that whole thing, especially with working with various campaigns over the years, I just really feel like I definitely don't feel like I would have the energy to really go through a whole political campaign myself. So, keeping that in mind, I definitely want to say, for me, I'm close to getting into politics, simply because of having to go through a campaign alone. If the country and politics wasn't what it is, unfortunately, I would definitely say yes, definitely sign me up next year. But with the politics being but the American politics being as toxic as they've been lately, I'm definitely swearing off doing politics anytime soon. I'm just going to put it like that. Unfortunately, the closest that you'll get are YouTube videos and WordPress blogs, and maybe in person if I ever get asked to speak for someone or speak at a meeting or something like that. That's basically the most you'll get from me. But I definitely don't have the stamina to deal with the energy to go through a messy campaign. Because I'm just going to get messy with a lot of the things that I've had to deal with in life alone. No, thank you. I definitely don't think it would be a good idea for me to run an election at all, personally. And I mean on any level, not just on the federal level, but state and local as well. I ruled all of them out across the board. That's just going to be it. Let's see, other Q&A. Oh, there's a couple here. I think I've got to make enough time to make one more Q&A because this has already gone into 14 minutes. Question that this final question is I'll answer this one. I'll give this one a short answer. do I believe that I've made do I believe that I can make a difference with all of these videos and blogs and all this other stuff that I've been doing? And short answer, hell yes, absolutely. And according to the folks that have come up to me and said, thanks, you've inspired me. Thanks, your life story has really touched me. Thanks. Knowing what you've gone through in your life, I feel like I'm inspired to do a lot more and better myself. The answer is that I'm resounding, I'm absolutely, hell yes, absolutely. And as long as I'm able to, I will continue to make videos. I will continue to write my blogs, and I will continue to do my thing. So, yeah. That's the end of that. And if you heard something that's now, that means I've got a guest that I'm going to get to. But more videos to come, and more blogs to come. So we'll leave it at that. Take care, everybody.